Jesus freak here. Got this cheap off eBay a few days ago. Just got in. You see, it's a Teachers Edition, and it's from National NPC. You know, they do the Bibles for the Gideons. This cover's kind of falling apart, but the rest of it's in good shape. I mean, yeah, pages are kinked over. The ribbon was taken out. Most of the damage to the cover is just to the app. It looks like there may have been a presentation page, but it's been removed. It calls itself the blackface type reference, not to be confused with the Oxford blackface, but it does use a font similar to that of the my backlight was in the way because it rolled into place. It uses a font similar to that of the Oxford Clarendon or Cambridge Cameo. Epistle dedicatory. It looks very much like, you know, your Cambridge or your World. It's a reference Bible. You got your usher dates. Trying to force the focus here. There's a running chapter count like the turquoise and the blackface. Now, these chapter intros are not the originals. They kind of look like it, but they're, you know, the English is way too modern. These are no doubt written by someone at National. Just goes right from the Old Testament into the New. And something I thought was actually only really in like recent premiums. There's a few pages of notepaper. And then a concordance, which is pretty copious. Then there's a series of helps in the back. Not including the maps and the gazetteer or the concordance. It's still pretty copious. It's entitled Practical Helps to the Study of the Holy Bible for Teachers, Bible Students, and Christian Workers. A collection of important helps to the understanding of the Bible in concise form and systematically arranged for easy reference. It comes with synopses of all the books. Then there's a chronology that shows stuff that's going on in the world at the same time as Bible stuff. Does include references to the Apocrypha. See if I can focus in on this. This because the camera's not wanting to focus automatically. Might be the low light. Reference to the Apocrypha. Table showing which of the patriarchs were contemporary with each other. Miracles of the Old Testament. Then there's, just random statistics. Tabular arrangement of biblical history. Probable authors and time covered by the writings. It doesn't question Mosaic authorship of the Torah. It even proposes Mosaic authorship of Job. Doesn't question Solomonic authorship of Ecclesiastes, Song of Solomon, or the bulk of Proverbs. In general, it gives the traditional authorship. An explanation of the words Selah and Psalms. By the way, it hasn't come up in any of my readings. If the word comes up, it's a direction. I'm not going to pronounce it as such. Then there's a chronology giving ages. Table of Kings. Table of Measures. Reference to aquatic animals. Geology. Geographical features. Summary of the characteristics of the books. There's a chart called the Gospel Dispensation. I don't like the use of the word dispensation. My opinion on church ages is, there's pretty much one age. At the most, I divide into two ages, which are separated by the birth of Christ. But I don't divide, 7 dispensations, I don't do that. but all time points back and forth to a certain point. The parables of our Lord, the miracles of our Lord, the prayers of Jesus Christ, harmony of the Gospels, discourses of our Lord, Sermon on the Mount, the dispensations of our Lord. This word is done, not used in this Scofieldian sense. But more in its proper sense. Warnings and promises of our Lord, order of events in the trial of our Lord. I'm guessing whoever wrote this was probably an Episcopalian, because that language sounds very, very Catholic. And only other way it could sound that Catholic is if it's Anglican. Scenes and incidents of the crucifixion of our Lord, tabular memoir of St. Paul, the apostles of our Lord, naming them all out, and then there's a gazetteer and some old maps, which I think were pretty common of that time period. They're not dated, though. Nothing in here seems to be dated, so I don't know when this came out. It had to be long enough ago that they were still operating under the name National Bible Press instead of National Publishing Company. And it doesn't look like it's newer than maybe like the 1930s or 40s. The index tabs are in perfect shape. There's some wear on what looks like art gilding. Something's preventing me from using the focus now. There we go, there we go. There's the colophon at the end of the Pauline epistles. They haven't altered the title of Hebrews. That's a good thing. It's usual text you're going to find from an American KJV. So-called Oxford text. It's a little excessive on the self-pronouncing text, which, I mean, go figure. It's probably could use a rebind. It's definitely in good shape otherwise. Anyway, Jesus freaked out.